and actually like doing more the data analysis and project management. I like it, but I like more in contact with people, collaborate and provide a good culture of bringing or giving a good environment to our employees, so that they can try, they can innovate, and they can have technical excellence, so that they can deliver the best to our customers. We need to be more flexible so that we can change whatever the customer is providing us, because we can have a plan, but if the feedback is saying something different, let's adapt and then let's deliver what is the most important for the client.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of diaXpora. Today we have with us someone who has wear many hats. She is an agile coach, an educator, a design thinking advocate, and an all-around and inspiring human. We have with us Johanna. Welcome, Johanna, on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
How are you doing today?
Good, thank you. A little bit cold, as you can see.
Yes, the weather has gone a bit colder today.
Yeah.
So the agenda of today's podcast, or what we want to get out of this podcast, is we want the students or the young professionals, how they can implement the agile and design thinking approach in their work and day-to-day life. So before we dive into that, Johanna, can you give us a bit of introduction about yourself and what was your motivation to come to Australia?
Okay, so I am from Colombia. I'm from Bogota, Colombia. I came to Australia 14 and a half years ago, long time ago. And my motivation is because I wanted to do something different. I was 27 years old, and it was the first time that I was leaving the country. So I wanted to explore something. I was living all my life with my parents, so I wanted to explore something different. And then Australia is because I started actually investigating different countries. Okay, so which country are the best ones to live? Because I was thinking the possibility to migrate to another country. So I wanted to I am a goal-driven person, and I like to plan things. So then I start to study, okay, which countries are the best ones to live in. Then in my list was Canada, Norway, and Australia, but Norway and Canada too cold for me. So then with Australia, I was like, actually they seem to have a good culture, and I think it will be good to go to Australia and see how I go. Then I came here and I came to study a diploma. It was in project management at TAFE. And then I realized that it was, because I am computer engineer from Colombia, it was only 2 subjects related to project management, and it was quite expensive. So then at the end I moved to something different, to English. But then I love Australia, and then I decided to stay. Yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting journey, like how you switched from engineering, you went into management, and you made the right choice to come to Australia.
Yeah.
So, what was the biggest cultural shock when you came to this country?
To be honest, I love everything from here. Honestly, for me, actually, I kind of feel that I was fitting more in this culture than in my own culture. I think Australians, they follow rules a lot, and I am like that. That Australians like to think about others when they are doing something, and now in all these years working here, I can see that Australians are actually, they always think about others in their workplace, so that's really good. And so then it wasn't kind of a shock. Actually, I was very happy with the culture, safety here in Australia and Sydney. I have lived here all these years. I have traveled to some other cities, but safety is always awesome. So yeah, it kind of wasn't it was actually everything very positive.
So let's talk about your career journey. Like, as you said, you have been a software engineer, and then you started doing courses in project management. How has your approach changed towards looking at problems from an engineering perspective and from a management perspective?
Actually, since early in my career, I actually had to do everything. I had to be the project manager, I had to be the developer, the database developer, like the tester, the person that was actually training people to do everything. So since early in my career, I was able to do all the positions. So it was kind of good because then it helped me understand which one I want to focus more. And actually like doing more the data analysis and project management. I like it, but I like to be more in touch with people and more more in contact with people. So then as a development, you kind of sit and then you just work, develop. You don't actually talk too much to other people. As a project manager, you actually get to talk to leaders, to the developers, and to your stakeholders and customers. So then it's really good to be in that position because then you can talk to everyone. So yeah, I kind of like these different roles that I was able to perform in all my career.
Nice. So do you miss working as an engineer now that you have moved more into management?
Sometimes I wonder that, but look, I am very human-centric. So something that I was missing when I was a developer is to have more contact with people. So I think that's the part that I don't miss because now I have more opportunity to do more of what I love. However, what I like as a developer is that I was doing the systems, and then when I was teaching people and when I was helping people with their problems, it was really cool. So that part is kind of not missing because now as well I am able to do it in a different way. So yeah, no, I think I am enjoying each part of my journey. So right now I am enjoying Agile coaching. Yeah.
Right. And yeah, you mentioned Agile coaching, and I guess in a lot of the industry, Agile is kind of a big thing when it comes to management. Everyone tries to implement the Agile process, but it's really hard, and the change management is also more difficult. So can you give us a bit more context? What is Agile thinking? What is the Agile approach?
Yeah, so Agile was actually created by 17 software engineers around 2001, and it's actually called Manifesto for Agile Software Development. And even though it was created by developers for development, it can be applied in anything. And it's a set of values, so it's 4 values and 12 principles. That it kind of says that, look, we need to deliver, we need to think every day in the work that we do to deliver the best to our customers. This is kind of a summary of all these values and these principles. Deliver the best to our customers, the best product, the best service, as soon as possible in iterations. Collaborate and provide a good culture of bringing or giving a good environment to our employees, so that they can try, they can innovate, and they can have technical excellence, so that they can deliver the best to our customers. So I would say that that's a summary, and it sounds very easy, but it's very difficult to put it in practice. That's why there are different frameworks like Scrum or methodologies like Kanban and SAFe and all that.
So it's more about creating the foundation about in the management process, and on top of it you go on building the solutions, is it?
Yeah, so it's about everyone living those values and those principles, so that then we create the culture. It's not only about management, but it's about creating the culture where we all are thinking in every decision that we make, we are thinking what is the best for our customers. What is internally, are we having a good environment where people trust each other, where there is a psychological safe environment? Are we providing a good environment for our employees so that they can deliver the best to our customers? So it's more about that. Then inside of that, then it can be project management, okay? So then or product management. So then you have different methodologies and different frameworks to do the delivery of the work. But in the idea is to actually deliver as soon as possible to the client, to customers, so that we can receive feedback, collaborate internally, and deliver the best.
Can you give us an example, like where you have implemented an agile approach and how things would have been different if you would have not applied it?
Maybe let me give you an example how I used to do it, because I think it's good for everyone to see what is the difference when you use Agile versus when you use other methodologies. So in my past, when I was a developer, I used to use a methodology called Waterfall. And how it works is that it's in different phases. So then you have, for example, the first one is like gathering the requirements. So then you go talk to the different customers and understand what is the problem and all that. That can take up to 2 months. And then you are documenting all that and then defining the problem. Like, let's say it takes 2 months. Then you go and then design the system, because I was the developer, and so then I was designing the system to solve that problem on my customer. Then doing that design, it could take another 2-3 months. Then I was doing the implementation. That can take another 3-4 months, depending on how complex. All this is just an example, but all this can take many months, depending on the complexity of the system or the problem. And then I was testing, let's say, another 2 months. And then I was writing documentation, let's say, for 1 month. And then after, like, look, all these months, like, let's say 9 months, I was giving something to my customer for them to test. So then after 9 months, they just see the system. So it's difficult to kind of get feedback in this way as compared to Agile. So then in Agile, as I was saying before, one of the principles is how we can deliver work faster to the client, so then we can receive feedback. So then what we do is that we do all these phases of Waterfall, but we do it in smaller chunks of time. So then, for example, we call it sprints in one framework that is called Scrum. So then we have like 2 sprints, and then we say, okay, or in a quarter, we can say, what can we do that we can deliver to the customer? We can test with them in 1 month, in 2 months. It depends on the company and the complexity. And then we receive feedback, we adjust, and then we continue. And then it's a cycle of 1 month, 2 months, and it's a cycle where you receive constant feedback. So then that's huge, because huge difference. Because imagine, in the first time how I was doing it, in the first example that I gave, I was spending 9 months doing a software, and actually I did it for internal in a contact center that I was working. And we waited like 9 months to deliver that, and then we start receiving feedback after 9 months. The problem with that is that after 9 months, and nowadays, after 9 months, so many things can change. So then probably they won't need this anymore, because in 9 months things change. So then we need to be flexible. Then with Agile practices and values, now we are thinking more, we need to be more flexible, so that we can change whatever the customer is providing us, because we can have a plan, but if the feedback is saying something different, let's adapt, and then let's deliver what is the most important for the client. Yeah.
Right. So the way I understand, it's like at every stage of this process, you kind of have a closed loop feedback system, which will kind of give you an insight about what adjustment you need to do at that very stage, than doing it at the very end where you have completed all the process.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like you completed the developing stage, you do a feedback, get a feedback, and then make the adjustment, and then move on to as a testing, then documentation, and the same process, instead of doing the developing, testing, documentation, and then getting the feedback. So you kind of go back again, and then you have to start it all over again from square one, doing the modifications.
And just something to clarify is that in my whole experience, I have around 17 years of experience, I actually realized that you can use these values and principles more than in software development. It doesn't matter that the team is not doing software development; they can use these practices. And even if your team has only internal customers, even if they are not facing external customers, still you can apply agile values and practices. Yeah.
Yeah. And why is that? Like, why?
Because it's about the concept about thinking we need to deliver the best to our customer. It doesn't matter who is our customer. It doesn't matter which team I am. But as a team, but let's say I am a platforms team or a data governance team, I have internal customers.